Right, everyone, this particular dashboard you have on your screen is built with Claude AI and as well with human assistance. So before you begin this particular class, you need to know how to install Claude. This is everything you need to actually have Claude installed. Just 5 steps. I'm going to walk you through every single thing if you don't already have Claude installed. If you already have Claude installed, the next thing you have to do is to go through the questions that we have for our report or our dashboard. You're going to have this downloaded, read through it and understand the business question before you start actually loading the data. At the end of the class, you're going to have a beautiful report just like what I have on my screen right now to be built together with you and I plus Claude AI. So if you have not watched the first video, we actually have Claude, set up with our MCP server and downloading the VSCode. Please watch the first part, the link in the description box, and follow along step by step on how I got this particular dashboard created. Make sure you download the resources file that contains this very, setup right in here. See you in the class. There is one changes we need to make. So what we asked Claude to do for us is to give us the confirmed affected, not actually the percentage right in here. So if we click over it, we can go over to where it says percentage affected here, and we'll take a look at this particular part where we have this, and it's dividing it by, let me just bring this down to take a look at it rightly. Okay. So what would have gotten here, I can actually recreate this, and from the scratch, I'm going to actually go ahead and just do customer affected. So take off the percentage here. We're not interested in the percentage, and everything here should be wiped off. We can recreate all by ourselves, or still can reprompt Grok to do that. Sorry, Claude, not Grok. Claude to do that for you again. Now, what can we do here? We have to use the calculate function, then to calculate the distinct count of what? The distinct count of the customer ID over here. Once we have done that, we close and we put up a comma here, and we are going to say we don't just want everything, but we want for only where there is fraud. So we type in is fraud, I think, is underscore fraud here, which is this one. So we're going to say where it equals yes, and we close, we hit our enter key. Now we should have something different from what we have before. So if you look at it, this is actually still in percentage. So we're going to go to our customer affected, and we change it from percentage here. So now this is the total numbers of customers that we affected. And now what we want to calculate is the customer affected rate that should actually be right in here. So which is very easy. Now we can tell Claude to actually add us a new, measure. So I have a measure inside my fraud KPIs called customer affected. What I want right now is for you to actually create customers affected rate, by dividing the customer affected by the active customer base that we actually have. So this should actually be in a percentage mixed up with a text. It should be the percentage of active customer base. That is exactly what I want. So you can see what I've just done there. Do a proper description of what you want and let Claude do the needful. So I'm going to actually say, kindly format my DAX properly. So now we have a new measure added for us. It's called percentage of customer affected. Let us verify if we have anything like that right in the list of our measures right in here. I can't find that. Where the heck is it? So we should see something like that here. It's not here. We have to go back to Claude. So I don't know. Claude is actually doing one funny thing right now. So Claude wants us to actually go ahead and create it all by ourselves. Maybe next time when this happened to you, tell Claude to actually add it up to your previous, measures that it has actually created for you. So that way it actually go ahead and actually add it up here. So now we have to do that thing by just creating a new measure and add it up. So here we paste it in here. Let's see if Claude has gotten exactly what we want rightly. So it's asking us to rename this. Oh, it seems Claude has added this to here. Customer affected rates. Oh, sorry. That is customers affected rates. Oh, we have it already. So it has been added. So we have to just go ahead and pick it up. So before we start using it, we have to confirm it first. I'm going to take off this particular one and bring it over here and check if it is what I want. Nope. This isn't what I want to have. So Claude always get it wrong, but this is where you as human actually comes in. So let us give Claude something very good here. I think Claude scores, 8 over 10 in terms of the formatting. So what I would have done here, Shift Enter, bring this down. And over here, I'm going to actually select this particular part and make sure I actually shift it all by myself. You understand? So I have to come over here and shift everything like this. Can you see it now? This is better. So over here now, we have to bring this one in here. Can you see what I'm doing? This is your proper formatting. This should have been okay. So that was why I gave Claude 8 over 9, 8 over 10 rather. So what we want to have right now is actually a text mix up with this particular percentage that it has given us. So instead of us to return this particular one alone, we just have to actually do an ampersand here. And inside here, we're going to say of active customer base. So that is all. So you can't actually update a measure if you don't, know how to write your DAX. You just accept whatever AI gives to you. So 9.7% of active customer. Okay, let us remove the base to make it shorter. You see that now? So now this can actually go into our card. Let's click over here. Now we select our affected customers. Here, that is going to be affected, customer affected. Then we are going to bring this particular customer affected rate into it. You see that now? We have it. So for the formatting, we click on this. We just increase this by 1. We go down, we click over here, make this one 15. So here we go. Quick one. Before we get back to the class, are you making money as a data analyst? If no, I have packaged 8 ways I use in making money every single day as a data analyst, and you could be the one too. Go ahead and check out the link in the description box and follow me step by step as I'll show you every single thing you need to do to set yourself visible and start making money as a data analyst. Let us get back to the class. Over here, this is not what we want to show here. This does not actually make anybody to, make decisions. So we have to create something beyond what we have right in here right now. So what do? We have to go to Claude. Please just watch this and take a look at what I'm doing. So record your voice. I want you to actually create a new measure for me. This particular measure, or still update the previous measure. The previous measure is called average risk score. So that measure should be updated. So what I want there is to actually create average fraud risk score and average legitimate risk score, then the risk score difference, and have a display of both of them to be a measure, which is the measure will now show the two averages. For example, 9.6 versus 5.0. I'm just giving you an instance. And it's subtitle, a different measure right now. That subtitle should actually give us, or be showing something like this strong separate between the fraud and legitimate, transaction. That is exactly what I want. So just go ahead and think about it and create something like that for me and add it up to my fraud, our KPI, update that particular measure that is already there. In case you don't understand what I mean right now, just watch this and take a look at the result and you'll be able to prompt it to give you the exact thing. That is only if, Claude gets it right, because this is a little bit complex. If Claude could not get it right, so we have to create it all by ourselves. So according to Claude, it has actually updated it for us. So we should be looking for something that looks just like this, but this one here, I think, nope. Average VSCode comparison, okay. Do we have something like that here? So to get it quickly, and you can copy this one away from here, then go ahead and search for this if it is in the list of the measures you already have. So click over here and search for it. So now we have this measure added for us. So I will actually go ahead and test it out to see if it is working the way I want it over here. So I'm going to pick up this one and add it over here. Exactly, this is what I want. So I'm going to change this one from what it is right now. Just click over here and pick up this one. So this is what we wanted to have here. But for this one here, let me just check it out and see. Oh no, this is it. So we don't want to have this particular numbers or the averages right in it. We just want to have a text alone. So what I'm going to do right now is to take off this particular part. Take off this particular part. It's going to, okay, this is where it is getting this is where it's getting it wrong. So we have to take off everything and write it all by ourselves. So the very first thing we have to do is to create a variable, because it has to be dynamic. It's not just a text base, it has to be dynamic. So we put underscore over here and we'll calculate the difference. The difference, we just put diff for difference, so equals, and would we have the difference before now? I think we don't have the difference created. Okay, this is where we have to bring in the difference all by ourselves. The easiest way now is to actually cancel this for the time being. Once we've canceled it, let us go over here. So right in here, we have this. I'm trying to bring this down to understand it better. So average risk, this average legitimate. Okay, we have both of those, two averages right in here. We can actually create our difference from them. So for me to remember my measures name, I have to copy this one, and let us head up to this particular one and start formatting this the way we want it. So take off everything you have right in here, remove it. So go ahead and paste this one down here and go ahead and actually comment this one out. Oh, we don't need to comment them out. We can actually take off this particular part, take this off, and remove this particular part, take this off. So we do subtraction to find the difference. I think so, right? Yeah, we do subtraction to find the difference. Now we have this. So this particular part should be taken off. Okay, once we've gotten this right now, we have to store this inside a variable. So we create a variable here, we call it underscore diff equals. So it stores this particular two things here. So now that we've gotten this now, shift enter, we have to actually do the return. What the heck is going on? Return. Something is wrong somewhere. It should work. Gonna hit my enter key. We're gonna have an error. Oh, sorry. Where is this one coming from? Oh no, we don't have to actually have this particular open bracket for the first time. So we take it off. So now shift enter, we're going to actually do return now. It will work. So under the return, we're going to use the switch true function. Switch true. So what we're going to do right now is to actually say is blank. We don't want to return anything specifically if there is some kind of filter where you want to make sure we display nothing, right? We don't want to have an error. You get it right now. So we have to do underscore difference here. We close, we check in if it is blank here. So if that is it, what you want is to actually come over down here and say underscore diff here where it is greater than equals 20. Then if that is the case over here, don't worry. If you don't understand what I'm doing right now, after all, you can actually copy this into Claude or any AI feature and actually ask it to read it for you. But the benefit of this now is that we already have Claude connected to our Power BI environment. So we can give this to Claude to actually read and tell us what it meant, because it gets it wrong. Like, that was not what we wanted. This is exactly what we want to actually have. Because we understood our own DAX, we can be able to come up with what we want if AI could not give us the result we are looking forward to seeing, right? So shift, enter. So over here right now, if that is true, what we want is going to be strong separation between. So my between now, I want to actually short it between fraud and legitimate. Trans for transaction. So we do this, put up a comma here, shift, enter. So if underscore difference here is actually greater than and equals to 10, then what we want to actually have here is going to be moderate. Separation. Keep it consistent here between. So for the and, we can actually use this particular ampersand for and here. Trans. Okay, over here I have to update this particular one to this very one here. So other than this now, we actually go ahead and put a comma here. We just do here week. So we have an issue. Why are we having this issue here? So, okay, we have to close this. So whenever you have a red, once you actually start creating another line of your calculations, that simply means in the previous ones you have an issue. Don't ignore it. Just quickly go ahead and verify it and fix it. It's very important. So right now I'm going to actually type in week what? Week separation between fraud and what? And legitimate transfer transaction. Can actually go ahead and hit my enter. Instead of us to describe over and over again before we get it, to go back and forth, we have actually done it ourselves. So right now we have to look at it and see if it is working. Exactly. So I'm going to go over to Claude now and actually paste this one over here. I have just pasted something right in here for you right now, and that is the update of what you have read for me. I have just pasted, a DAX measure I have updated from what you have created for me. So what I want right now is to actually explain to me what it does and how it works, because I want my student to actually understand exactly what I have done right in there. It looks a little bit complex, but it's something very simple. So give us a breakdown of it and how it works and how it can actually help the management. Now I'll paste in the DAX code here, then run this. Let us take a look at it. This is how you can actually use Claude to actually learn something should you actually not getting it right. So what changed versus what I wrote? So my version always printed the raw numbers. You see that now? So it just interprets the gap and tells the reader what it means in plain English using the switch through. Are you listening? Do you get it right now? So a pattern every one of your students need in their toolkit. So can you see that now? Can you see that? Just go ahead and take a look at this particular part. So this is the breakdown of what I have done. You see that now? You see it? You do this yourself and take a look at it. I wouldn't waste my time writing here. So right now we have just gotten this, created. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at how we can use this over here. So we have to go all the way down. Then from here, we have to click over here and go to this particular part. And we have to bring this right in here. So this is exactly what it is. So this time around, we don't want to have this particular title. We can actually go ahead and remove it and just have the text alone right in there. So I think all our KPIs have been created. This is the most important thing we have to actually create for the first time before any chart. And we have just done justification to it right now. And I hope you have actually created something that looks like this. There is a column we need that has not been added. So this is going to be a calculated column, right? So it has to be added to our backend right in here, which is going to be under our main data. So we need the table here. So we don't have it, right? Sorry, not a table, a column here. So that column should be tenor bucket. So all we have to do is to understand exactly what you want and do proper description of it to Claude to actually have it created for you. Let me show you how to. So here I have Claude. I'm going to record my voice again to transcribe it. I want you to add a calculated column for me called tenor bucket using the switch function to actually, group the, tenor for me between 0 to 30 days, 31 to 90 days, and 91 to 365 days, and 365 days plus. You understand? That is exactly what I want. So go ahead and create. If you look at it right now, this is what Claude has done. It has used the switch function to actually get it done. So the switch function checks if this particular line here is true. Go ahead and actually return 0 to 30. Otherwise, switch into the next one and return 31 to 90, 91 to 365, and the remaining one should actually be grouped under 365 days. Let us check it out. So now we have a column like that right in here. So can you see? If we actually click over here now, we have that same, measure right in here. I think this is better. So you can do this all by yourself. Let's say now you want to simplify this because this might look too bulky and you don't know how to write DAX. It will be very hard for you if your boss says, oh, why don't you change this one and make it look shorter? So what do? And he's going to actually ask you to do this at his presence in his office. Then you'll be freed. So don't be afraid, let me show you. So over here, I'm going to do Shift Enter to go into a new line. And once I'm here, what I'm going to do is to actually copy this particular part here and store it inside a variable. So we go Shift Enter. So create a new variable here. So this particular variable should be called underscore. Let us call it tenor equals. So we store in this particular one here. So copy this particular tenor here and Ctrl+C to copy. So all you have to do is to actually replace this with this. Can you see how short it looks now? So you don't have to repeat that particular one over and over again. So what have we done? We have just actually used what Claude has written for us and we change it to something different. So I'm trying to look at what is going on here. We're having an error. Where is the error coming from? So the error is coming from the particular part here. I think this part here is a variable, and this variable has been used over here without we declaring the return function. So Shift Enter, we type in return, and once we hit our Enter key, the error is gone. So do proper formatting over here. Place the cursor here, at the top here, and come over here. Can you see how it looks now? Better. So you can always, try to change what Claude has actually created for you if you know how DAX works. Don't just believe Claude 100% or any AI 100%. Always bring in your expertise. It's very important. Now we have to return the relationship back to where it should belong. So let us double click over here now, and we scroll all the way back here and we take it back to the right one. Where could it be? Yeah, here we go. We have to make sure we check the mark, and let's see how that works. Can you see now? It has fixed it for us. So we want to turn this particular one to a chart, and the chart we want to select right now should be this particular, chart right in here. No, sorry, not this one. I'm thinking of, let's go with this particular line and stacked column chart here for a reason. So this is our stacked. We want to actually have a line chart on it. So the line chart will actually, take the fraud rate, which I'm not sure if we actually have it already calculated. So let's search for it. So this one here, I think, confirm cases. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. But the problem here now is that this is in a text format. It cannot work here. If I drag this over here on my this thing here right now, it wouldn't work. Can you see? It's not giving us what we want. It's going to be added to us as a tooltip. When you hover over it, you now see it right in here. So for that, what we can do is to actually create another version of it. Just copy and go ahead and create a new one. This one shouldn't be the text base. We have to remove what makes it a text out of it. So paste this one over here, and let's go straight up to this particular part and take off this one. We don't want that. This formatting here, we don't want to have it. Then this particular part here, we don't want to actually have it right in here. So for the return, yeah, we can still have it. So we return underscore. What the heck is going on? Oh, the division here shouldn't be there. We just take it off. So we can still return this. So, oh, sorry, we need to have the division. It's calculating rate for us. So what we need to have here is this particular part here. So it's gone, underscore rate, and this still calculates what we want. But the problem now is that we are having, double of it. So just take this one off and we'll come over here. We just put a percentage on this if we need to. That will give us what we want. So right now, once I've gotten this calculated, the next thing we have to do is to put it as a line chart over this particular part here. So drag it and have it right in here. So now, do you see this now? Do you see this? So it's not bad if we have this particular part of it that is giving us some kind of percentage, which is the confirmed fraud rate here as a percentage. Because if we don't do that, if we hover over this line, we can now see it, right? But when we hover over here, we can still see it. So let us go ahead and verify this to be on a percentage. This is exactly what we want to show right in here. So I'm going to make it a bit smaller and do a quick cleanup right now. Do a quick cleanup. Let's go over to the x-axis, turn off the title, then go over to the y-axis here, turn off the title. And for the y-axis, I think we have to keep this particular value and this value for a guide because we don't want to turn on the data label. The only time you actually turn this off and turn this off is when you want to actually have the data label right inside it, and that will actually make it look too, ugly. Don't do that. So we can come over to this particular legend area and we drag this off, which is the title. Then for the legend itself, I want to take it to the bottom. We go over to the bottom center. So we have something that looks just like this. For the time being, let us keep it like this. Later, after all, we can format our report or dashboard. So what I'm going to do right now is just to copy this and paste it down over here, then drag it and keep it right here and quickly take off some part of it. So we don't want to actually have this as a month. Instead, let us look at this as a channel. So with the channel here, we take off the line and we move the line into this particular transaction part and we take off this particular one. So this is exactly what we want. So this chart is not an ideal chart to be used for something like this. So what do? We have to take it off. So we scroll down and take off this particular tooltip. Now we can come over to here and turn this to be this one. So this shows it very well. If we have little space, you might not be able to actually display this because you're going to have a slanted, or categorical values. So go with this particular one right here. So we have something like this for the time being. We're going to keep it right in here. So you can actually click on this one and apply the same formatting right on this, which, okay, it has the formatting. So what we don't have to keep right now is this particular axis here. We go over to the X, we turn off the title of the X axis. Click on this one. The X axis title should be turned off. No, the value right now. So the value is gone. So that column we added that time, I hope you have not forgotten. Let us go ahead and pick it up and bring it over here. So we have the column name to be tenor bucket. So we're going to bring in our tenor bucket. So for the tenor bucket, we are looking at the fraud rate. We can actually copy this now, keep it over here, click over here, and let's do this here. So we should choose to use this one here. So this is it. So what I want to do right now is to use this particular chart. But to you, it's not making sense, right? Because this takes a lot of space. Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to manipulate it and still make it look okay. Specifically, if you want to create a very powerful, dashboard that captures people's attention to stay, look, and consume. So sometimes this chart here is okay, but you must know how to use it. So I'll show you how to make it better without using something like this. But for now, we're going to go with something that looks just like this. We don't need to add too much information on our dashboard. This is just what we want to actually add, and it is time for we to start cleaning it up. Now to do some cleanup, what do we first start with? Now we have to change the background. So we're not going to use the usual way I used to actually use to create my dashboard before now. Instead, we're going to go over to view here. And from view now, we have to go over to here. There are several, backgrounds that we can actually, use here, several formattings that we can actually use right in here. Can you see this one? Very simple. But this is not looking pretty, to my taste. There are several ones we can actually go ahead and take a look at how it works. So my own favorite right now would be this particular darker version here. So this is dark and it's giving me the feel I want, but this is not what I want to have. How do we make this to look better? Now, let us start from the KPI to make the KPI to look cool. So for the very first time, I'm just going to go ahead and collapse this, then go over here and go over to the callout here. From callout, scroll down, then go over to this particular part and put it on all. Then we can format it all at once. So I'm going to put it at 20 and let's see how it looks. So interesting. So I'm going to use 18 to see. Okay, not too bad. 18 looks quite okay. Once I've done that, I'll go over to this particular part where we have the label right in. I'll reduce the label from 12 to 10. Interesting. Not too bad, but we can put it at 11. Okay, fine. So once we have done this right now, we have to scroll all the way back up and let's go over to here now and affect this particular part here. So on this part, we are going to actually reduce something here and we don't have access to get it done in all. Okay, I think all can do it. Let's do this here. So over here, let us put it at 10 and see. So under all, nothing happens. If I put it at 5, nothing still happened. So which means we have to individually get it done. So for that, you have to select this particular one first and make a change to it and remember what you have done here and apply it to others. So we are here, it's under 13. Let's put it at 10 and see. Okay, 10 is not bad. I think it looks okay, right? So what if we make it something like 11? Interesting. So once we have done that, we are having 11 here. We go over here now, we choose to actually use something like 13 here. So now remember it is 11, 13. So we have to go back up again, click on this one and change it to this one. So open up this one, 11. Then we go over here, we choose this one to be 13. So can you see how simple and easy for you to actually get this done right now? It's very simple. You see, the problem we have with this particular kind of chart right now is that if we try to compress it and make sure they are close to themselves, we actually lose some part of it, which is awkward, right? So what do we do in this very situation? We have to change our mind to use a different chart to actually get this done. So which simply means that we can actually go over here and drop this one down here for the time being, then copy it and paste it down and keep this over here. So we have this one, this one, this one. Then I'm going to go over to here and have them hidden. Then to keep this particular place very clear for me. So I have gotten them hidden. So once I've done that right now, the next thing I'm going to do is to actually go over here and take off some portion of it down. So I'm going to take off this one, this one, this one, this one, this one here. So I'm left with this particular one. I'm going to start with this one first to actually make sure I take a look at it. So what I'm going to do right now is to go straight up to this particular part and choose to take off this very part. I don't want it to be here for now, so we have taken it off. Once we do that, we just have to resize it and keep it somewhere around here. You can just make it smaller. So once you have done this now, we have to go over to insert and go over to this particular part and pick up any shape of your choice right in here. Let's go with this one. So we can just make it smaller and keep it somewhere around here. So I'm giving a space here for my text, which is the title, and as well some sliders to be there. So I have to make sure I have a space here. So now I have this. So let us talk about color before we go on. Color is something very important. So we don't even know the color to use right now. So we are using a dark color for our background. So to make sure we have a very nice color combination right now, behind the scene, I have actually, added everything. And as you can see right now, I have actually recreated this particular one you have beneath here. And that's actually giving us these very ones right in here. Can you see how better it becomes right now? So you have to learn designing aside the insight you're bringing into data. So how to present it is very, very important. So this would have looked, very good in one. It's okay. Like many measures in one single, card is okay. But the space we have right in here has actually distorted what we truly want. You see this particular space here? So now the only way to get it done is to actually have something like this. So now we can go ahead and remove this one. We don't need it. Do you see that now? Okay, the next thing we have to do is to go all the way back here and we turn on one of the hidden one. So this one here, we have to take care of it. So the very first thing I'm going to do right now is to actually make sure, copy and paste it down. Keep this one over here. So I'm going to actually use this one to mirror what I want. So what I'm going to do right now is to click on this particular one here and go over to this particular formatting area and turn off everything we have right in here. So the next thing I have to do is to make sure I agree on the color I want to use for this. So to get that done now, we have to come over to here and we select the color and we choose whichever one we want to change its color. So now this very one. So I want to actually carry this particular color, inherit this very color, right? So if this color is not related to this particular one, what you have to do is to click on it and go over here and pick that particular exact color. You see that? That is how you can actually get back to your color. So coming back over here right now, we can click and here we go. We have it. Beautiful. So now we need to actually go ahead and select the second one here. This particular one, I think I would like to leave it at this color. Let's go with this very one here. Now we have to choose a different color for this one. So I'm going to choose something lighter, interesting. Then for this particular one, we go for something different. You can decide to go for a bit, something darker. So nicely done. You can see how it is now. So after we have gotten this one now, we go back down straight up to here where we have spaces. Spacing. You reduce this whole to make it like this. So it depends on what you want to achieve. So we're going to keep it at this with something like this. So before we go further, let us go ahead and get this particular card duplicated, copy and paste it down. Once we have done that, we keep it over here. And the spacing here is a nice one. So we just bring this all the way down, not down, 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 So we have to maintain that spacing. So open it up like this one here. Interesting. So click on it and go over to this, go here and send to back. Can you see it now? So the thing is this, I want to choose a darker color that is a bit darker than this particular background color here. So to get that done, come over here and there are so many versions of it that you can actually use. So you can see it pops a lot from the background. So if you feel like you want to use something much more darker, there are several ones you can actually choose to use. Something like this looks perfectly okay, but not too okay to me. And I'll go back to the previous one, which is this very one here. So once I've gotten this one, I'll click over here. I'll actually go back here, turn off this one. So here we go, we have this. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to actually create a title for it. Don't worry, you will like what I'm doing. To get a title for it, we have to come over to insert here and go over to here and pick up this. Then let us bring it over to this side, resize it. So type in the title you want to have for it. Fraud rates by something like this. So you can Ctrl A to highlight the content inside it and choose to make it bigger. So keep this right in here. So it has a background, we have to take it off. Let's go straight up to here. Turn it off. So we have something that looks like this. All right, this is where the interesting part will actually come in. So let us go straight up to this particular part. Can you see this part here? So I want to take the circle one here. So once we take this, this is what we have. So you can just actually go ahead and resize it. Make it smaller. Okay. So we have to create this into 5 places. So into 4 places rather. So once we have gotten that one now, we're going to come over here and click over here. Then turn off the border. So once we have done that, we have to come and pick up this very color here. Copy and paste it down. Move this one over here. Paste another one. Move it over here. Paste another one again. Move this over here. So what I'm going to do right now, you can actually highlight it this way. So once you have done that, go over to the top again. Go to align and align this to the left-hand corner. So do this again. Do distribute vertically. So now, can you see how it looks now? Just pay attention here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to start changing the color. So this particular color is okay. So we pick this very color here. I think this one. The next one, we'll pick this one. I'll change its color to match this color. So pick this particular color here to match this color. So here we go. We have all these colors here. This is what you can do to actually make something happen the right way. So once we have done this right now, we have to create all of those things right in here. So to get that done now is easy. Just copy this particular one. Can you see what I've done here? All I did here is just to actually copy this particular one and change its name and make sure I look at this to create. Not just looking at this to create, you have to hover over here to know which one is this particular color. This is actually 31 to 90 days. That is this particular one. Hover over this particular one is actually 91 to 365 days. This is this one here. For this particular one here is actually 365 days plus. Can you see how easy it is right now? So once you have gotten this done right now, it is time for we to actually start getting the most important part of it done. So we're going to actually go ahead and get any of these particular KPI cards here, copy and paste it down, then bring it over here now. And what we have to bring in here is actually the fraud rate here. So we go over here, fraud. This one. So we have to come over here and take off this very one here. Then we'll bring this one in. So once we have this one over here now, we have to go over here and we take off this particular part. Then we have to make it some kind of smaller. Let's go with 15 and see how it looks. So with 15, now this is okay. Okay, there is something I am thinking of right away here. I want to actually show the value and as well the percentage. This is actually going to be a little bit work right in here. So how do we do that? Let me quickly show you what I want to achieve. So I'm going to actually copy whatever measure is used for this particular one over here. I'll copy this one. So once copied right now, I'm going to right click and create a new measure. Just watch me achieve it. It's easy. You understand it better now. So I'm going to paste this one over here and change this to be and rate. Okay. So once I've done that now, this is our rate here. I'm not returning this one yet. So take off the return. So just watch me do it. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to actually calculate the under variable here. This will calculate our actual. Okay, I think we even have confirmed one. So we have confirmed one. So it will be storing confirmed fraud CF. So the shorter form. So we just have to do confirmed fraud case here. So I want to test it out to see what it is that it will give me. I'll do return over here. Then I'll actually go for the CF here. Yeah. So first of all, before we even do anything, I'll bring this over here. Now, this is the confirmed cases here. Let me show you the measure that I've used or that Claude actually wrote for us. It's actually checking the, counting the rows. And this one here is a repetition. If you understand how DAX works, you can actually make this to look better than this one. So we already have a particular function that have calculated this for us. So what we need to do right now is to actually take off this particular one and bring in total transaction. You understand? So this is exactly what we can do. As you can see, I have formatted it as well. So I'm going to actually highlight this part and move it. So if I still hit my enter key right now, we're still going to have this 924 here. It doesn't change, 924. So we are correct. So now this is what we have used to actually get this one calculated. But in our own case right now, what we want is to actually bring the both of them together. So what I'm going to do right away is under the return here. So return will actually concatenate the CF with this CF. So I can do dash with this particular one. But if I do this right now, let's see what we're gonna have. This will give us huge, like long list of numbers because there is no formatting right on it. So can you see what I'm talking about? So how do we actually make this look okay? First of all, I'm gonna actually go ahead and do format on this one. Should this one runs into 1000, so we have to actually pre-format it before then. So we just do here hash comma hash hash. We close this and we repeat the same thing for this particular one here. This one is for percentage. We do format again, then we do comma 0.00%. We close and we hit our enter key. Let's see how it will look right now. So can you see this now? This is what we have, but this particular, dash we have inside here does not really give me something cool. So what I'll do is just to actually come over here and space, close this and come over here again, do under ampersand here. Then in that space, we close this and we do this, we hit our enter key. So this actually has to do with you understanding DAX a lot before you can actually get this done. Can you see it now? Okay, what I'm going to do right now, this one here, I wouldn't give a space. I'll just go ahead and close. So that will actually make it better. Okay, after getting this done, let's see what is next. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to actually make sure I keep this over here, right? So I'm going to go straight up to this part here, hide this one. go over here and let us go with 13. Okay, not bad at all. So 13 looks quite okay. So we can actually sit it right here. So I'm going to copy and paste it. Before I do copy and paste, watch me do something. Let's go over to this particular filter part. I know you're not expecting me to do this, but we have to click on this one before we apply the filter. So you have to know what is actually here. It's actually tenor bucket. So we go ahead and look for the tenor bucket here. So we drag this tenor bucket into filter on this visual, which is right in here. So once we have done that right now, we are going to actually search for 0 to 30 days. So here we go. We have something that looks like this. So once we have gotten this in here right now, the next thing we have to do is to copy it and paste it for this particular one. So copy again and paste it for others. So what you'll do now is just to highlight these very ones here. Once you have done that, let's go over to here, go to align to the left, and you have equal alignment like this. So now, if you think they're too huge, like the numbers are too big, you can come over here and do a reduction. Let's go with 11. Okay, I'm gonna go with 12, which is okay. So after that, now click on this one, and let's be here, click over here, and now we choose to go with 31 to 90. Then this one, we choose 91 to 365. Deselect this one before you choose. So the last one here should be 365 plus. Can you see it now? So once we have done that, we just have to take our time to reformat it. So check it out and see what we have. Compare it to what you would have gotten if you actually use it the way it were before. So just adjust this and make sure it is centralized in it. This is exactly what we can actually create by doing something like this. We don't need this one. We can go ahead and take it off. And here we go. We have something like this that actually shows, something much more better than what we would have done if we just feel like we want to actually use this one there and have the legend data labels on it. Readable, right? Interesting. So now we have to bring our other charts that we have actually hidden. Before then, let us copy this and paste it down here. Then we move this over here, give it a reasonable space. It's very important. So we bring the one that is hidden. Let us go with maybe we can turn on this and this now. Okay, we take this one, move it over here. So now take this one right in here. Then we'll bring this one over here. So we have to make sure we bring this one to front. So we bring to front. So once we have done that, this one can go behind it. So let us make sure we align this properly over here. Can you see? So we have this vertical and horizontal red line. So pay attention to it. It will actually help you to get things done rightly. So what we need to do right now is to actually position this at the right spot. You get it now. So I'm going to widen this a little bit. Then click on this one and widen it up to this level here. So once I've done this now, I have to actually make sure it's not too busy. Once it is too crowded, that is bad. So we have to change what we have right in here. So let's just do monthly transaction volume versus fraud rate. Okay, can you see how it is now? So we have to take it from 14 to 12. So we are aiming at this particular size here. So once we have done this right now, we have to change the color. So we quickly go over to where we can actually have the color changed. So for the first time, take off the background color here. So we close. But there is something that is going to happen if we decide to do this. So if I go ahead and actually do this right now, can you see it's not readable? So what do? You have to make sense right in here. So go back and click on this one to pick the exact color you have on this. We need that particular exact color to be used. Go ahead and copy the color code from here. So once copied right now, you can actually come back to here now and choose to use the same exact color on the size and style here. Turn on the background, open it up, click over here, we have it because we picked it before now. So now it blends with the color because they are the same exact color, right? So just resize it and make sure you have a white space in between the chart itself. Okay, if you look at it right now, we have a space beneath here. It's going to be used for something very important later after all. So I'm going to copy and paste it down. Then we'll come over here, we align it. We just make sure we create a space. And over here, we create another space. So interesting. So pick up this particular one here. We just have to come and actually have it right in here. So if you look at it, there are some part of it that is actually, not showing up very well. So to fix that now, we come over. So we have to click on this one, click over here, and send this to the back. Send to the back. So now it reveals this one. So you just do the same exact thing you have done before. Come over here, select this one here, and select this one. Once you have done that, the next thing you have to do is to go to the y-axis. That's where the problem is. So here we go. Everything shows up right in here. So we can actually make sure we do this right now. And we do proper alignment here. I'm going to take this one up right here. So once I've done that, I'm going to actually take this one this way, then come over here and do something like this. Maybe you're thinking, you'll be like, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing with this particular space? Don't worry, you're going to know right now. So copy this one and move it down to this particular part here. So just take this one down here and resize it to this particular part. So you see this now? So this part is going to be for my insight. This is what this particular part is actually going to be all about for my insight. So I might want to actually try to see if this color will be a good match for it. So we can change its color. So we go over here and we choose to go with this particular color here. No, not this one, but this darker one here. So interesting, but I don't feel like it is cool for me to use the color. So let us stick to this very one here. Now it is time to go back to Claude to help us write an insight, right? It's very important. So insight and recommendation is what I'm requesting for. So to get that done now, take a screenshot of this one. It's very important. Maybe your question will be like, why are you doing this? But Claude is already connected to, Power BI. So why would you take a screenshot of the dashboard you have created? The problem is this: Claude is connected to Power BI, but Claude does not have access to look at your visuals, your charts, your KPIs. So Claude only have access to create relationships, measures, transform and clean your data for you, help you write any insight or any DAX function you want to write. But for Claude to come over here and do something, no, it doesn't work that way. So before I even do that, let us come over here now and go straight up to this particular column part here. Scroll down and let's pick this very color. Interesting. So you might want to use the brighter version of it, this one. So click on this one and choose the same exact color, this very one here. So what is left now is for you to actually add data label to it. So interesting. So click on this one here. If you want to add data label to it, you can actually add it, and you go over to here, you add it. So it has been added to everything. So we can disallow part of it, which is we choosing the line pattern, turn it off. That is this particular one here. So it's gone. So we don't want it to actually look busy. So if we have added this particular one here for the total transaction, so we have to turn off this particular y-axis here. So we go straight up to the y-axis and we turn off the value. So we're only keeping y-axis for this particular one here, and this is okay, it's cool. So can you see how I do my transformation? Interesting. So as I've said earlier, taking a screenshot is very important if you want Claude to understand, the kind of insight to actually create for you. So we have to take the screenshot and actually take it to Claude. So let us go over here now. So here comes Claude. We paste in this right in here. So my network is actually, let me just turn on my Wi-Fi. Now we have actually pasted the screenshot right in here. Let us record a prompt and tell it what we actually want right in here right now. So click over here. The screenshot is actually the dashboard I have actually created from the measures you have actually written for me. And right now, I want to actually create a dynamic, insight and recommendation that I can actually use beneath the chart that I have. We have an empty space. I want to use it right in there. To make it very easy for you, I have actually written this very recommendation I want. So I'm going to save this inside the folder. Then you can actually use this same one as well. But if you feel like you can actually create your own, so be it, please go ahead and do that. So I saved it as recommendation. So go ahead and copy it and use. So copy it over here and just create. So with this right now, we do not need to actually use a screenshot any longer because we're not trying to create a shorter one. So remove this particular one right in here. So, and I'm going to tell it to actually add it in the measure table and inside its folder called recommendation. Hit the enter key and let us wait for the magic to happen. So it's going through it. We should actually see a new folder that will be added to our dark house very soon, right here. So now we have it right in here. It's called recommendation. So this is the sales recommendation. So I'm going to show one of the recommendations right now. So I'll bring it up, come over here. So resize it and make it cover up to this particular part here. So just watch me do the magic now. Let's go ahead and turn off this one. Over here, we just put this one at 15 and let's see. Okay, not bad, 15 looks cool. So I have my favorite, font for something like this. I'm going to go over here to choose this. So I love this one. Resize it. So once I've done this now, I'll go over here and close this. For the time being, let us shut everything down here. So what I'm going to do right now is to go over to here, right here, and click on this one. Oh, no, not this one. Let's take it back. So let's go over here. We are choosing from here. Choose the blank one. Then move this particular blank one here and stretch it to this side. Now open up this particular part and click over here. Put it on default and let's go over to the fill. Yes, turn the fill on. Then for the border, we turn the border off. So for the fill, we choose to use this same blue color. Then we go straight up to the text over here. Click for, just type in more recommendations like this. So once we have done that, we just have to increase it a little bit. Okay, I think this looks okay. So I will actually go over here where it says default. I'll put it on hover. On hover, I want to increase it to 15. When I hover over it now, you can see how it looks. So when I hover, I want to have it on a brighter color. So let's see that. So when I hover again, I want to have the blue to be lighter. So let's go for this lighter version. Can you see how it looks now? So if I step off right now, I don't like it. I want it to look like a button. Yeah, I want it to look like a button. So click back over here. And this time around, we're going to scroll all the way down. Where can we do that? So it should be, yeah, on the button style here, keep it at default. Yeah. So we can do it over here. 15. So 15 looks okay. And here we go. We have something that looks like this. So once we have gotten this one now, this one here we are using 2. Why? Why 2? Let's go back here. We ought to have used, okay. Okay, that is good. It's okay. Now, this is what we have actually created right in here, but we are not yet done. We have to create a new page right now that will actually house the remaining recommendation, which is very, very important. Let me show you how to. So create a new page here. Inside this particular new page, we have to come back here and we copy this and as well this. Ctrl C to copy. We come back over here now. We paste it down here. So once pasted, we move it somewhere around here. Can stretch this. So we just stretch this particular part as well. I'm not interested in the text I have in it. I will actually start with this particular text here. So on this one now, I'll click on it and come over here, go over here. So let's do this again. Rectangle. Yeah. Which one am I clicking? Yeah, sure, this is what I want. So once we have gotten this one here, now we just have to copy into 4 places. Give spaces. So now hold the Control key to select all of them. Then come over here and properly align them. Align to the left-hand corner. Then distribute them vertically. Nicely done. So once you have done that, you have to copy and paste this one. So copy and paste. Paste again, then copy this and keep it over here. So now we have to come straight up to this particular part now. Okay, we have one left. So if we have one left now, we can just highlight everything and move it all the way up. Move it up a bit. So we can hold it and move it up like this. Now we can copy this particular part, copy and paste, and we drag it all the way down here. So once we have very much satiated, we just go ahead and take the 6th one here. Okay, can you see what we have right now? This is what we have here. This is the inside. So we have to come over to here. And now it's time for we to actually add some couple of slicers, which is very important. We can't actually create a dashboard without adding a slicer to it. So we need to add a slicer. So the first slicer I'm going to add right now is this particular fraud type. Don't we have that? So I have to take a look at what is the name of the column. So come over here. So we are adding these particular 2 columns as actually slicer. So we're adding account, we're adding this particular transaction type. So we come over here now, we choose transaction type. So which is this particular one. So once we added it here, we just go over here and we choose to have it on a slicer like this one here, then go back here and choose to actually have it as a drop down. Once you have it as a drop down, resize it and keep it somewhere around here. So open it up, here we go. So we can actually resize this. So once you have this now, you copy and move the copied one over here. So we change the copied one to account type. So those two sliders are very important. So when we place it right now, you can see here we have this changing. Everything changes to what we want. So to be done with it, I'm just going to hold my control key and select both of them and move it down this way. Then let's go quickly ahead and copy any of these ones here. I'm thinking, okay, this is actually a text base that we typed in. We can reuse it again, copy and paste it. Then move this one over here and stretch it. So this is where we're going to have our dashboard name. If we have a logo, our logo would have come over here, but we don't have any. So we're going to actually come over here and do fraud. Okay, fraud intelligent dashboard. So Ctrl A, let's do 24 and see how it looks. Okay, not bad. So just go ahead and actually stretch it up and make it sit right there at this particular spot here. So for the dashboard itself, I want to make sure it's more brighter. This is what we have. Finally, we have actually come to an end of it, but not so quick. We just have to copy this very portion here, which is the top, Ctrl C to copy. Then we'll come over here to recommendation and we paste it in here. So don't sync. So we just go ahead and do this. So here we go. We have something like this. So this look too black or too plain. What I'll do is to come over to this particular part here now, and I'll decide to copy this very one. Copy, then go all the way back to this particular recommendation part, paste it down, and start it from here. Cover it up to this level. So right now we click over here, then we select this particular send to back. Bring to front, no, send to back here. So once we have done that, we have something like this. So we have to actually move out this particular background we have on this one. So here we go. We have something that looks just like this. So how about this? Guys, this is everything that we have to do. And we have just come to the end of this particular class. So the most important thing is for you to actually learn how to use Claude, connect it to your Power BI, and not just using it, you just have to learn how to actually make sure you use it to learn as well. So if you don't know how to write DAX, if Claude actually writes your DAX for you, you're going to actually encounter problems in one way or the other. So see you guys in my next videos.